Have you ever wondered how Jedi Master Bolla Ropal was captured by Cad Bane? The early seasons of the Clone Wars TV show would throw us into stories and arcs with little backstory or little transition between episodes. Today's video will be the first of many that explores the stories that happened between episodes of certain arcs during the Clone Wars. In today's video specifically, we'll be talking about how Jedi Master Bolla Ropal ended up captured by Cad Bane during the Holocron heist arc.
For the Republic!
Jedi Master Bolla Ropal and his Padawan Tyzin were sent to the planet of Deveron to establish a base there for the Republic. However, the local Deveronians were not so sure about how this was going to go, and when the Jedi and his Padawan arrived with the 612th Attack Battalion led by Commander Ganch, they sought to show the locals that the Republic presence there would mean more than just war and actually bring good things. Over an unknown span of time, the Republic forces would work to manipulate the landscape in order to help fill a valley with water near the base. The goal of this was to bring more plant and animal life to the area, not only to boost food production, but to make the area as a whole more habitable. However, despite their steady progress, an issue would soon arise. One day in 21 BBY, while Master Ropal was at the base talking to a pair of ministers of Deveron, Padawan Tyzin was sent to the western wall to check in on Commander Ganch and his work. Upon landing, they would share a conversation about being able to relax during wartime and being active when not in battle. A conversation that would reveal that Commander Ganch does whatever he's ordered even when off duty. However, this conversation was quickly cut short when the Outpost Command Center on the planet relayed to Commander Ganch that there was a Separatist task force entering not just the system, but the planet's atmosphere. At this moment, 2 Munificent-class frigates and 7 Separatist landing crafts emerged from the clouds and closed in on the base, while at least 3 other frigates were in space, and the Republic forces were caught completely off guard. See, Master Ropal was said to be a Jedi seer, but not even he could predict this attack. This is likely because it was not led by a traditional Separatist leader, but rather by Cad Bane. However, much like the Republic forces, the Separatist forces were also split, and it was revealed that Cad Bane had sent a forward team to scout the area led by Aurra Sing, and this team was designated as Nashtah Team. Their goal was to scout the area before Cae Banes Mission, which was to capture Bolla Ropal. Cad Bane had ordered Nashtah Team to pin down Padawan Tyzin, Commander Ganch, and the clones working with them at the Western Wall. This was so Cad Bane could deploy from his frigate to capture the Jedi Master. Because of this, it would lead to 2 concurrent engagements beginning at once. And unbeknownst to both parties, the Republic forces led by Anakin Skywalker were just moments from showing up to reinforce the base. And this was due to their capture and interrogation of Cato Parasiti, who had been captured after breaking into the Jedi Temple. Now, Cad Bane deployed from his frigate in a Rogue-class starfighter, which was commonly used by the Magna Guards. After performing a quick strafing run on Republic ground forces, he landed at the base and began to move towards Master Bolla Ropal, while the rest of the Separatist forces in the area engaged the clones and tried to take over the base. As he was approaching Master Ropal, he was informed that the Republic forces led by the Resolute had arrived and engaged his fleet in space. Knowing he was on a crunch, he spotted Bolla Ropal and moved in. Upon finding the Jedi Master, he disabled his lightsaber using a Cortosis shot. Now weaponless and surrounded by B2s, a short conversation between Bane and Ropal would see the Jedi Master learning that Bane wanted him because he was a seer and he could access the Holocron. After Master Ropal refused to help him, Cad Bane shocked him unconscious and took him aboard the Separatist shuttle. And this is the exact moment that would coincide with what we see on screen during the Clone Wars episode, as we would see Master Ropal dragged away and then the clones on the ground reporting that they had been overrun and Master Ropal had been captured. But the Republic forces were not done fighting, and while all of this was going on, Padawan Tyzin and Commander Ganch were dealing with their own issues. After hearing that Cad Bane was moving in for Master Ropal, Aurra Sing was ordered to pin down the clones in the Padawan. After ordering her droids to take out the gunship that Tyzin had arrived on, one of the droids mistakenly called her Ventress, which, after being corrected, he would go on to say that all female organics looked the same. Nonetheless, the droids would carry out the order and take out the gunship, leaving the Republic forces on the ground without any way to reinforce Master Ropal. Following this, the Separatists would target the ATTE that these Republic forces were using as cover. This explosion knocked everyone to their feet, and when Tyzin recovered and stood up, Commander Ganch had already began to return fire. But because all of their heavy munitions had been lost when the gunship was blown up, they were not easily able to engage the Separatists who were pinning them down from a ridge. However, Padawan Tyzin was able to sense that his master had lost his battle and had been captured. This deeply hurt the Padawan and led to his mind being distracted. After Commander Ganch reminded him to stay in reality and that they were still fighting a battle, Padawan Tyzin began to figure out what to do next, and how to get him and his troops out of the situation they were in. It was at this point that he ordered Commander Ganch and the rest of the clones to seal their helmets as he used his lightsaber to destroy the Western Wall support system so that the valley could be flooded. This move would work and it would completely flood the valley, not only destroying the Separatists but also allowing the Republic forces to escape. However, at this point, Cad Bane had completed his mission and the battle was pretty much over. Immediately following this battle, many different key events would occur. The most important is that Anakin and his forces would locate and engage the frigate that Cad Bane was on, though he had already taken out Master Ropal at this point and was able to escape by disguising himself as a clone trooper. On the ground, Aurra Sing managed to escape the flooded valley and would continue to live her life as a bounty hunter. Finally, Padawan Tyson and Commander Ganch would make it to a shoreline near their newly created lake, which was another result of the flooding. Here, while waiting for Republic gunships to pick them up, Tyson would reflect on how Master Ropal did so much work to create this valley and for the people of Deveron, but would never get to see it. After they were picked up, Tyson, Ganch, and the rest of the 612th were given a new Jedi Master, and their story would continue throughout the Clone Wars. This story is really fascinating, and although it was removed from canon some years ago, it is really nice to have it fill the gaps between certain episodes in the Holocron heist arc. If you enjoyed this story and video, be sure to like and subscribe, as this is just the first part of a multi-video series that covers other stories like this.